Alright guys, today's video is going to be about something huge, like actually game-changing. Because if this new poll ends up becoming reality, we might be looking at one of the biggest cleanups in Blue Lock Rivals history. And no, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This new poll could literally remove a lot of styles from the game. Or, well, not delete them completely, but vault them. Basically put them in storage so they can't be obtained anymore. Now, before anyone panics, let me calm everyone down. No, they're not removing every weak or strong style. The devs aren't going to delete your favorite characters or something crazy like that. You'll still be able to use the styles you already own. You just won't be able to get them again until the devs decide to re-release them with reworks. And of course, it's just a poll, not an update leak or anything, so it's just an idea from the lead devs, which honestly could be in the game with those results. So let's start from the top. A new poll was posted by one of the lead devs, and it asks, should we vault styles that are deemed outdated and need a rework? These styles will still be usable, but they will not be obtainable until they re-release. That's the question. And the crazy part? 79% of players voted yes. That's almost the entire community agreeing that some of these old styles need to go, at least for now. And honestly, I completely understand why. If you've been playing the game for a while, you already know that some styles just don't belong anymore. The game's visuals, animations, and balance have all evolved so much since launch. You can literally feel the difference when you switch between something like world-class Asagi and older characters like AIKU or KURONA. It's night and day. The dev even followed up by saying this. Note: outdated doesn't mean we'd automatically vault it. It'd only be if the style is really bad in quality. For example, AIKU, KURONA. And then they added something else that I think perfectly sums up the purpose of this poll. Pretty much, this just means you can't roll them anymore. Meaning you'll get the actually good styles until we come back and fix these silly things. That right there, that's the mindset I love. They're not deleting these styles out of the game forever. They're just admitting that some of them don't meet the current standards anymore. And instead of leaving them in rotation where people waste spins getting underpowered characters, they'll take them out, fix them, polish them, and then bring them back later when they're ready. That's honestly such a smart move. Because if you think about it, what's the point of having 10 or 20 styles in the spin pool that no one even uses anymore? When's the last time you saw someone actually playing AIKU or KURONA in Ranked? When's the last time you saw anyone using Hiyori or Mythic Shadou or some of the older early game characters? Probably never. Every match right now is basically world-class styles and above. Reaper Sei, Nel Isagi, Nel Rin, Kaiser, Don Lorenzo, Livigno, Loki. That's the current reality. The older styles don't just feel weak, they look young. They look outdated. Their cutscenes are shorter, the VFX are basic, their flow animations are stiff, and their moves don't stand a chance against new styles with layered abilities and longer cutscenes. So yeah, vaulting them honestly makes sense. It keeps the pool clean, makes new players' roles more rewarding, and gives the devs time to go back and modernize those old styles instead of rushing half-finished updates. Let's talk examples, since the devs already gave some. Obviously, the first two names mentioned were AIKU and KURONA. AIKU's style, as most of us know, used to be terrifying when he first dropped. His entire kit was built around defense and interruption. But now, it's clunky, slow, and easy to bypass. His defense move animations barely even trigger in time with the faster, newer moves like Nel Isagi's lefty shoot or Sei's off balance. It's outdated, plain and simple. Then there's KURONA. And yeah, this one hurts a little because I actually used to like KURONA's playstyle. Fast passing, easy steals, supportive positioning. But the reality is, his kit just can't compete anymore. He doesn't have the speed or flow consistency to hold up in the modern meta. He's like a relic from the early days of the game. And honestly, if we're being real, I'd add a few more names to that vault list myself. Like Hiyori, who's basically a weaker version of Charles at this point. Or Mythic Shadou, who's supposed to be a mythic striker but somehow has less power than common Asagi's direct shot. The only reason people still use those styles now is nostalgia. They look cool, but they don't do anything. So vaulting them temporarily doesn't hurt the balance. It actually improves it. And again, don't worry. If you already own them, you'll still be able to play them. The devs were really clear about that. This isn't a wipe. It's more like a soft retirement until those characters get their upgrades. Now here's what I really like about this poll. It shows that the devs are finally thinking long-term. For months now, we've seen updates come fast. New reworks, limited styles, Halloween themes, balancing patches. But every time something new drops, it's easy to forget about the older content piling up in the background. This new vault system could actually give the devs breathing room to fix things properly instead of trying to keep everything active at once. And I know what some people are probably thinking, but won't this make the game smaller? No, not really, because like I said, the only styles that would be vaulted are the ones no one uses anyway. When was the last time you rolled KURONA and thought, yes, I've been waiting for this? Probably never. It's not cutting content, it's cleaning it. And from a gameplay perspective, it's actually beneficial. The fewer bad styles clogging the spin pool, the higher the chances players get something they'll actually use. That means more satisfied spins, less frustration, and a healthier economy. Plus, think about what happens when those vaulted styles eventually return. When AIKU or KURONA come back with full reworks, new animations, updated stats, rebalanced moves, it's going to be hype all over again. They'll basically feel like brand new releases. And honestly, that's kind of what the game needs. A cycle where old characters can get a second life instead of just rotting in the background forever. Also, I just want to highlight something that I think is really important. This poll has around 80% positive votes. That's a huge deal. The devs rarely get that much community agreement unless the idea really makes sense. So, while this isn't 100% confirmed yet, the chances of it actually happening are very high. And like I said earlier, if you've followed this game for any amount of time, you already know how this works. Every time something hits 70 to 80% approval in a poll, it usually ends up implemented in some form within the next few updates. So, will this affect the balance of the game? Honestly, no. Not even a little. We barely see these outdated styles in matches anyway. The meta is already dominated by top-tier rarities like world-class, generational, and mythic, and the vaulting process won't change that. It'll just make the whole system more efficient. If anything, it'll make the meta cleaner. You won't have new players wasting their rolls on trash styles that haven't been touched since launch. You'll have a smaller, higher quality pool that feels worth spinning for. And once the devs finish reworking the old ones, they can bring them back one by one with hype updates. Just like they did with Don Lorenzo and Sei. Imagine AIKU rework or KURONA Reborn trailers dropping with new cutscenes, new flow animations, and fixed mechanics. That would honestly bring so much excitement back to the player base. So yeah, I'm completely on board with this change. It's one of the smartest decisions the devs could make right now. Let me know in the comments which styles you think should be vaulted first. I already know most people are going to say AIKU or KURONA, but I'm curious what other ones you think deserve a rework. Maybe Shido? Maybe Hiyori? Either way, we'll find out soon enough. Because if this system actually gets approved, the next few updates after the Halloween and balancing patches might completely reshape the game's roster. So yeah, buckle up, because things are about to get really interesting. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Because trust me, with how fast these polls are turning into updates lately, you're going to want to stay caught up.